Peace and love, family. Peace and love. It's your boy Chris Enlightened coming back again with some more spiritual fiddles. And today I'm going in on why are you suffering? Ooh, this is a good one, family. This is a good one. I don't know what it is about humans, but whenever you talk about poverty consciousness, pessimistic thinking, suffering, bad luck, people are just drawn to that. If you're drawn to these negative videos, I don't want to say negative videos, but if you find yourself with a pessimistic view of reality, you need to really spiritually check yourself. Because when you have a limited understanding of things, you fall victims to the reality of life. That's it. But when you have an overstanding of things or a deep, rich understanding of things, you can manipulate your reality. You understand that whatever's brought to you needs to be filtered through your positive thinking. Your vibration would deconstruct any negative energy and circumvent it into a win for you. That's what happens when you have a high elevated understanding of things. But when you have a limited understanding of things, you get limited results. But the reason why most people are suffering is due to your karmic choices. Simple. Your karmic choices dictates your level of suffering. You know, as a child, a lot of my friends in the hood made a lot of bad decisions early on. And they're suffering now. They chose to sell dope. They chose to run around with a bunch of women. And again, that's what you want to do. You do you. I'm not here to judge you. You chose to do that before you even came here. But what I'm saying is, because of their actions, because of their karmic actions back in the day, to balance all that so-called joy and fun that they thought they were having, now they're being hit with the influx of low vibratory karmic results. They're suffering. A lot of them are in jail. Multiple baby mothers. Can't find a job. STDs. All because of the choices they've made. You can't run from karma. Karma is like a rubber band that's tethered to your hips. If you pull away from it, you may get free for a little bit, but you will get smacked with it. That's how karma works. Even if you say, you know what, I've done enough bad, I want to work on my dharma and start doing good, you're still going to have to deal with all that karmic energy that you put out there. It's like a boomerang. It will hit you eventually. Some of your karmic choices affect your other family members. I thought I was a decent dude growing up where I grew up. But a lot of my father's karmic choices, I kind of bequeathed them. But I had to rise above that. I drew a spiritual line in my bloodline. And I chose to live a different type of life. Now my daughter is being rewarded from my karmic choices. She's winning. Everything she touches, she wins. She has a lot of spiritual gifts. It's because I made good karmic choices in my life. Now, I've made some bad karmic choices and I had to deal with them, but they didn't follow me because I dealt with them. You know, you can't run from karma. You know, whenever you transition, whenever we die, you ever see that feather, your heart being weighed at the judgment over a feather? And what they're weighing is all your deeds. If you've done a lot of good deeds, your heart's going to be light and your judgment's going to be quick. If you've done a lot of negative deeds, it's going to take hours, if not days, because you're going to have to go over and account for every negative deed that you've done. And if it outweighs that feather, you got to read up on what will happen to you. You know what I mean, family? So regardless of what you've done in the past, you can't go back in time to fix them. But what you can do is a trick that I give people during my consultations. And what I do is have them go back in time in their mind and recreate a new situation or a new outcome. Let's say you went back in time and you hurt somebody, you beat up someone real bad when you know you shouldn't have. You can literally close your eyes, go into a deep meditation, go back to that memory, be as descriptive in your mind as you can. Try to remember the day, the hour, what you had on, everything. Try to remember everything, the smells in the air, who were around, and reconstruct that scenario and have a positive outcome. Instead of beating someone down, You offered to help that person. You befriended them. And what will happen, you'll create new mental neurons in your brain that's going to suppress all the negative deeds. Now, you're still going to have to deal with that karma, but you'll be able to move on from it. Sometimes when you do something negative, it sticks with you like a tattoo, a spiritual tattoo is on you. You can't get away from it. It's stuck to you. You have to forgive yourself before you can move on. And I see a lot of women doing this in relationships. They may have had something negative happen to them, and if they choose to get into another relationship within 6 months, they never really forgive the other person. And what happens when they get into their new relationship, the failures of their past mate is bestowed upon their new mate in their own mind. It's not even real, but they have those, like, I can't stand him. I know he's going to do something. I know he's going to cheat on me. I know he may beat me. And what will happen just by you thinking of that, the mind is so strong, your mind will create a reality in which that which you think about occurs. Everyone that's rich dreamed of being rich. Even I talk about this in my book, Wealth Consciousness. Even homeless people, they accept the reality in which they are homeless before they even become homeless. Before I started creating YouTube videos, I created a reality in my mind that I was going to start creating YouTube videos, and it occurred. I don't know how it occurred, it just did. And that's how life is. This is a high-tech illusion that we hold the keys to. But when you have a limited understanding of things, you fall victim to the reality of life. Meaning you just on a bus and you're letting the reality take you wherever. But when you have an overstanding or a deep, rich understanding of what's going on, you're in the driver's seat. You have your wheels are on the line. It keeps veering to the right, to the left. You say, no, I'm going right. And that's what happens when you have a strong understanding of what's going on, family. It's just that simple. So I really want you guys to really focus on your karmic choices going forward. You can't change what happened in the past. Although you can go back and reconstruct and recreate favorable situations, you need to really focus on what you're doing from now. And hold yourself accountable to things. If you want to meditate, hold yourself accountable to meditating. If you want to grow spiritually, get you a spiritual master. If you want to be a winner, start winning. See yourself winning. You don't have to tell nobody. Know you're winning. But there's a program going on right now, family, that's imploring us to lose. And whenever you try to do something and your first thought is, I will, but, or man, I can't, that's that program kicking in. And the more you try to fight the program, the stronger it will affect you. There's also things called crucibles. I talked about this before in one of my past videos. And crucibles are nothing more than challenges set forth or agreed upon by your lower and your higher self. Whenever your lower self is suffering for years, it will make a pact with your higher self, your earthly self, because to your earthly self, your lower self, their prayers won't get to your higher self. You're as high as your prayers can get when you're vibrating or you're residing in a lower place. So you subconsciously create a pact with your lower self to suffer for 3 years versus your lower self suffering for 30 years. And it's called a crucible. And it's to help balance out the karmic energy. Okay, family? So whenever you're going through so-called hard times, you need to know, okay, I'm in a crucible. Don't wallow in your self-pity. Devise a plan of winning. You need to reach out to your higher immortal primordial self and ask for help. Ask for help. That's one thing that us humans don't do enough in. We pray, oh Lord, help me, Lord, help me, help me. But we don't ask for help. When you're asking, oh Lord, help me, when you're asking like that, you're sending off negative, low vibratory energy. But when you ask for help, I need it, I want it, I have, it's done. Not arrogant, but you're like demanding it, you know? But you just can't wait to reach out to the universe or higher vibratory beings when you need something. You have to create a relationship with it. If you just meet a girl in the street, you can't just be like, hey, let's make a baby. It takes time. You got to cultivate the relationship in most cases. Some people are lucky like that. Some people are vibrating so high because of all the work they put in all their past lives, you know? Some people can go to the casino every time and hit. Why is that? It's because they've invested so much time in their past lives, and their subconscious mind still holds the key to their reservoir of wealth. Some of us aren't as lucky, so we got to put in work. So if you feel as if you're losing, you're one of the people that need to put in more work. But you have to hold yourself accountable to being a winner and just start winning. You have to take chances. You're not going to evolve if you're not uncomfortable. If you're comfortable, you feel as if you're satisfied with what you have, you'll continue to get what you've been getting. But when you take a chance on life and you really believe you're going to make it, it's going to be rough. It's going to be rough. You may lose your car, you may lose your home. But as long as you stay steadfast on your goals, eventually you'll make it. I've told you guys a bunch of times, I gave up everything and I've been rewarded. So I want you guys to do the same. So on that note, family, peace and love, winning.